shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
Why, what's up?
Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us. You're not the first to
What's up, fellow VR riders? Today we're checking out a classic video game, but in a different style. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about HalfLife 2. A game that blew my mind years ago, like 20 years ago. It was amazing, but this isn't just a nostalgia trip. We're experiencing it in VR with HalfLife 2 VR. A VR adaptation of Valve's FPS masterpiece. And I'm not stopping there, folks. We're gonna also check out episodes 1 and 2, because who wanna miss out on that incredible story of all three together? Plus, I didn't want to make separate videos. So what's up, y'all? My name is Cannabis Chris, and I guess you could tell by my name that I smoke weed. I'm a hardcore gamer ever since back in the days, ever since the 80s, when games used to look like boxes, like the Atari 2600 I used to have. And then I upped it up later on with an Apple II GS, which is an upgraded version of the Apple II. But yeah, anyways, those times back in 2004 was great days. To me, that was the golden era of gaming. I mean, we just got out of getting Counter-Strike, and then there was Battlefield 1942, and I was even into MMORPGs, and my most favorite one was Anarchy Online. And then after that, obviously came Warcraft. But back in those days, man, we used to play first-person shooters a lot. So HalfLife 2 was no problem to transfer my skills over to that game. HalfLife 2 was one of the games that changed the future of gaming as well, as far as graphics is concerned and physics. I mean, I remember there wasn't another leap in graphical fidelity until Crysis. That was the next generation of graphics to me. Back in those days, we came from Half-Life 1 style graphics. That was blocky. You have to remember, 3D graphics were still new, and I had just started building my own computer to save money. The key component was the graphics card in order to get the best quality possible. It's still the same today, but now we have more games to choose from, and some older games like Half-Life 2 have aged pretty well, especially with mods. My past FPS experiences included games like Descent, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Unreal, Quake, back before all that, Wolfenstein, and then the newer Wolfenstein. Then the Dooms series was pretty good. Even Doom 3 was popping. Anything I could play, I would play it. The genre was new, so there wasn't too many games out like that. I remember being absolutely blown away by the graphics, the physics, and the story. At the time, it was a game changer, so I made sure to have the best graphics card I can afford, which was pretty much mid-level. Still, to this day, I have a mid-level, so times haven't really changed. But now, VR is the future of gaming. It is a whole different level. I mean, you put on these glasses and you can feel the scale. It's your whole room now. It's not just a TV or looking through, as I would think about it, a window. I mean, to me, it's jaw-dropping. When you see it for the first time, you just can't believe your eyes. It's so real, it actually tricks your brain into feeling motion. That's crazy. And it's in 3D, so you can sense the depth of everything. You truly feel like you're in the heart of the combined occupation too. So when they drop you in there, you are in it. When I first stepped into Half-Life 2, everything was life-sized. I mean, the Combine was the same size as me. Yeah, it's way different. And today's hardware can easily run this game in VR, with graphics comparable to today's VR games. Weird, huh? That's how optimized it was. I remember all the new technology, like the bump mapping and the shadows that made the images look realistic and have depth to it, even though it was flat. At the time, I would smoke weed. Bro, that was my VR back in those days. And it felt like I was looking into the window of reality while I controlled it with my mouse and my keyboard. I used to pick up cans and other things and be amazed at the technology of Half-Life 2. You could pick up the bricks, and especially with the gravity gun, you could pick up almost anything. It was amazing to be able to react to the environment. And you know what? Normally I don't replay games, but this Half-Life 2 game is amazing in the way it looks, and especially with mods. And the storyline, I have to revisit it because I kind of forgot it back in those days. It was 20 years ago, you can remember that. The combat in Half-Life 2 is where it shines, bro. Like, damn. Especially in VR when you have to aim with your hand and move around and duck and stuff. That's craziness. Especially when you use the crowbar to swing it in air and hit something. It feels good to actually get those head crabs and destroy those man-hacks with your bare hands. And the way it reloads is perfect. It feels like a VR game that's originally made for VR. Yeah, they did a good job in making this game into VR. It actually feels like a native VR game. The way you reload, you have to use two hands. You have to cock the gun back. You have to do everything pretty much. And the shotgun was amazing. I cannot believe that, the shotgun. Bravo on the shotgun. The way you cock it and reload it is perfect. And I've been playing a lot of games with shotguns. This is one of the best for sure. Half-Life 2 is already polished, so doing it in VR is double the polish. And I love the scope on the submachine gun. Now this is where it gets interesting. Using the gravity gun. That gun is a tool and a weapon at the same time. You can use it to help you by pushing away cars and other things blocking the road or whatever. And you can also use it to attack people by grabbing stuff and shooting it out like a gun. Like I could pick up a can and shoot it at something with the force of a gun. I love the saw blades, by the way. Those are nice. But it's amazing. It turns you into a superhero. But most of the time I was shooting the guns because sometimes you can't get them far away. They gravity guns only good in close quarters. Up until you get that super gravity gun, but that's later on in the game. Now, let's talk about the atmosphere. You know, back in those days, the sound design and everything really put you into that city. I remember stepping out of City 17 and hearing everything. It felt surreal, dystopian, you know? And then now you put it into VR, you put that helmet on, and you're actually there now. Oh my goodness. I can't wait till they make Half-Life 3. Because if you saw Half-Life Alyx, oh my goodness. And it could only get better than that in the next couple years. I mean, come on. Come on, Gabe. I know you got it. They've been making strides. They always do something technologically advanced for the time. And look, Half-Life Alyx is still one of the top games. I played a lot of other games and they have not even come close. And I played a lot of good looking games like Hubris. That game was pretty good. I also like Metro is pretty good. And Red Matter, I think it's called. That was pretty beautiful. But still, man, the way Alyx looks, it really tricks your mind into thinking you're there. And speak of tricking your brain, on this section where the bridge was at and I had to go underneath it, I felt kind of scared because I thought I was going to really fall. Isn't that a trip? The sense of height with both eyes is way different than experiencing it when you're watching it through a monitor. Now episodes 1 and 2, they expand on the story. After Half-Life 2, I was like, damn, what happened to Alex? Because the G-Man put me in stasis, and I don't know what happened to Alex. But then Half-Life Episode 1, you'll be able to clear all that up. And then Half-Life Episode 2 even tops that off. So you gotta actually play this 1 and 2 of the episodic adventures of Half-Life to understand parts of Alex, I guess. And then that kind of I don't know, I'm not gonna spoil that for you too, but it'll be like a full circle kind of thing, and you'll see, dang, like that. You'll be like, dang. So you guys better play it, or wait till I'm done playing. Well, I already finished it, and I'm about to put it out. So the next videos coming out would be Half-Life Alex videos. The technical part of it, as far as graphical concerns are, it runs smooth, so you won't get sick. If you got good legs, you won't get sick. It runs smooth and fast. Most of the games I get sick on are games that run at low frame rates, like UEVR games, which usually need a 4090 to work great. But I have a 3070, so it's like, man, I gotta turn the scale down to real low, 0.6 on the scale, and then it runs, but it's really fuzzy. In conclusion though, Half-Life 2 VR is a must play for any fan of the series or VR gaming in general. As someone who's played the original, I can honestly say that experiencing it in VR has reinvigorated my love for this incredible game. Half-Life 2 VR is an unforgettable experience that will stay with you long after you remove the headset. I'm gonna let you know what my favorite parts of the game are, because man, most of the whole game is my favorite because it was action-packed. But some of the stuff I loved was battling the Mad Hacks and hitting with the crowbar. Oh, that was so fun. Especially with that, and I also used the gravity gun. That was fun too. But hitting head crabs and the Mad Hacks with the crowbar, top notch. I also enjoyed fighting the Antlion boss, which I almost died on the playthrough I just did. But good thing there was a bunch of health packs. The Combine Hunters were scary to me because I didn't know, dude, they take so much damage and they shoot those explosive syringes that it was pretty scary. The rocket launcher was my favorite gun, man. I would love to keep reloading that thing. If I had unlimited rockets, I would love that thing. All of these games, they're perfectly paced, so you get a good action set for a while, right? You don't know if it's ending or not, and then it ends, and then you get a little bit of calm to get your bearings, you know, to calm down, get your bearings, see how much ammo you have, and all this and that. And that's what I like, you know. Sometimes, man, it might be fun having to go through a whole bunch of action at once, but if you have to go through a whole action scene for an hour, I don't know, man, that's too much. You gotta always slow it down, you know what I'm saying? Especially in VR, because you're gonna be on your feet, so it's paced out perfect to me. That's my idea on this game. I definitely think you should play it. I don't know if I'll play it again for another 5-10 years maybe, but this game is fun when I played it, especially if you don't know the story. I usually don't play the game twice once I know the story, because it doesn't really intrigue me anymore as far as I'm concerned. And that's why I've been playing a lot of Walking Simulator. So check it out, y'all. I'll be hitting you up with the next videos coming up as Half-Life Alex. Alright, y'all. Hey!